Last night on Late Night with Seth Meyers, Blake Lively gave a speech that some might call heroic. But those who don't know the circumstances behind this story won't see the self-serving motivations for what she said, and why so many others feel bothered by it. To put it plainly, many people believe Blake Lively is exploiting a false Me Too claim, and they have good reason to believe that. And when she uses all of her power, influence, and platform to give self-serving speeches like this one, it's harmful to those who have been through abuse and feel they won't be believed. It's hard to see this happening when they might actually need the system to protect them, because at least some of her claims have now been seen to have been exaggerated, or didn't happen the way that she said they happened. And any amount of dishonesty on this very sensitive subject, especially when under such public scrutiny, can affect the way others perceive people who come forward with allegations of abuse or harassment. So I'm going to show you a short clip from the show, and then I'm going to share with you some voices that also need to be heard. Because many survivors of abuse and violence, many people who have been through harassment, they're not okay with this. And it's not right to cast them into the shadows simply because they don't believe a woman who was, at best, not 100% honest about this.
What I can say without going too into it is that this year has been full of the highest highs and the lowest lows of my life. And I see so many women around afraid to speak, especially right now, afraid to share their experiences. And fear is by design. It's what keeps us silent. But
when women lie about these things and misrepresent what happened and that gets caught on film, that makes it harder and scarier for people to speak up. Not only that, but people who speak up against this and have valid reasons to be upset are some of the same women who are being berated by people online for not believing Blake Lively. They're being told what misogynistic pieces of shit they are by the Believe All Women and Treat Women Better crowd. You have female journalists trying to reduce people to mommy sleuths and to somehow disparage women who have taken a different path or have a different opinion than they do.
I also acknowledge that many people don't have the opportunity to speak, so I do feel fortunate that I've been able to. And it's the women who have had the ability to use their voice that's kept me strong and you know, helped me in my belief and my fight for the world to be safer for women and girls. It's a pretty simple thing.
There's really nothing simple about these mental gymnastics. If Blake Lively wanted to fight to make the world a safer place for women and girls, she would have been doing that. She would have been doing that before she even touched It Ends With Us. She would have been doing it while promoting that film, and she would have been doing it since. But I haven't seen anything of the sort until this press run with the Time 100 Gala and now Late Night with Seth Meyers. While I hate what Blake Lively has done, I'm not here to lay out for you why I believe what I believe. Right now, I'm here to say there's another person on the other side of this, and that person, too, deserves to have people speak up and say, I believe you. I believe those who have been close to him, who have worked with him, who were working on that project that are still afraid to speak out. I believe in what I see with my own two eyes when I read every court document from both sides and watch the raw footage that came out. And yes, as a survivor of abuse, I believe Justin Baldoni, and I'm not the only one.
I was a victim of on-set sexual harassment. I am a survivor of casting couch sexual assault, and I support Justin Baldoni.
I'm a therapist, and I'm also a survivor of narcissistic abuse.
I am a legal assistant.
I am a veteran.
I myself am a victim of domestic abuse. I'm a mom of 2 beautiful boys.
I'm left-wing, although I don't see how that's relevant. As someone who's experienced SH, I believe Baldoni.
This is not a fight of man versus woman. It is a fight between right and wrong.
I am a survivor of SA. I stand with Justin Baldoni and those who need the truth to be told.
And the people who lie about such an attack made it hard for survivors like me to be believed.
I was sexually abused as a child in a very high-profile case by an Australian actor called Robert Hughes. He went to prison and was recently released, and I was one of the hundreds of victims that came forward in that case. Despite that, I support Justin Baldoni because I believe that false accusers are just as big an enemy to victims as the abusers are.
I'm a survivor of IPV. I'm 37, the mother of 3, and married to a wonderful man. Whenever I see someone falsely accused of something, I look at my husband and my children and think, what if it was them?
I am a survivor of sexual abuse as a child. I also was abused emotionally and mentally, and those traumas have carried throughout my life. I've done my best to learn to live with them, but it's challenging. And I want to thank Justin Baldoni for his efforts of speaking out for the masses. I come from a generation that these were not spoken about or addressed, and now hearing him and what he's going through sickens me. So I look forward to the day that he is exonerated, and I pray that it doesn't follow him for the rest of his life, and his accusers are brought to justice.
If you want to share your voice of support for this project, please contact me at the email in my bios or in the description of my YouTube video. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you all soon.